I am Rakhi Bose, Assistant Editor with Outlook, and I bring to you excerpts of stories from Outlook's latest edition that take a deeper look at Israel's ongoing war on Hamas in Gaza. The Elusive Home, excerpts from an interview between Sophie, Ernst, and Haya Tuma. I have loved my people with a love that dominated all my sentiments and believed deeply and unreservedly in the fraternity of all peoples. These words were inscribed on the tombstone of Emil Tuma. Born in Haifa, Israel, Tuma was a Palestinian and Israeli Arab. He was a political historian, journalist, and theorist, and one of the most prominent Palestinian Marxist leaders who contributed to the preservation of the Arab identity of Palestinians in Israel. A distinguished historian and eminent literary critic, he has written many books and hundreds of studies and articles. In 1937, Tuma traveled to Cambridge University to study law, but returned to Palestine after the outbreak of World War II. After the 1948 Nakba, Palestinian catastrophe that led to the displacement of a majority of the Palestinian Arabs, Tuma's family was forced to take refuge in Lebanon. In 1949, he decided to return to Haifa, his hometown, which had fallen under Zionist control. His home too was taken over by the government. Tuma could never enter his home again, just like millions of Palestinians who, even today, are longing for the right to return to the hometowns of their grandparents. For him, home was elusive. However, his wife, Haya Tuma, has kept the memories alive. Born in the town of Orgiev in Moldova in 1931, she immigrated to Eretz, Israel with her family in 1934. In 1941, the family moved to Haifa. Haya met Emil when she was 18. They married a couple of years later. Haya's marriage with Emil, an Arab Orthodox Christian, is an example of Jewish-Arab unity. In this conversation with Sophie Ernst, a visual artist who explores architecture in relation to memory and cultural relativity in works that mix video projection and sculptural installation, Haya, who was also a prominent artist, talks about the childhood home of her husband Emil in Haifa. Unfortunately, Haya passed away in 2009, soon after this meeting. These are edited excerpts from that conversation where Haya talks about home, memories, belonging, displacement, and identity. Speaking about the beginning, Tuma says, always in your memory and imagination, things are not exactly the same, and so you begin to build a story. Later on, it becomes a folk story passed through generations. So if I tell you the story of my parents, it will be a story that has come back for 5 generations, talking about my mother, grandmother, and so on, until it came to me. I am the 5th generation that was born in the same house that my grandfather lived in, and it will be another story. When I came back to Moldova, it was a route journey to my people in Moldova. When I came, I saw the house, the one that my great-great-grandfather had built. I came back from there and told my children, and it was quite another story. Yes, because we, you see, we are speaking about immigration. We are the Jews who came to Palestine, and then it was Israel. It is a collection of immigrants that came here. In certain times, they came out of ideological or other reasons. If you would ask, let us say, the people who came from the eastern country, they will tell you another story. For more, read the latest edition of Outlook or log on to www.outlookindia.com.